I'm actually going to shoot today. I know that's different, but it's July. It's the end of July. It's time to prepare for the upcoming hunting season. And if you're not in that mode yet, I suggest that you get there. Let's get right to the meat and potatoes of this video. So you may remember old Betsy here from the last video where I talked about the total archery challenge and how we're not aiming at an orange dot or something, we're actually aiming at an area. And I think that's super important. I know a lot of guys, like the day before season starts, they'll get that white cardboard table, or they'll get that white folding table, set it up, put the lead sled on top of it, then get a piece of cardboard, get the Sharpie out, make a dot, go out at 50 yards, set that up on a fence post or something, shoot at it just to see how the old gun's doing, and that's good enough. You're ready to go hunt, right? And I think that's old school scenario, that's old school training. That doesn't get you ready. An analogy might be a quarterback going out in the backyard and throwing the ball through a hula hoop. Well, that's valuable, that's training, right? It's, you're getting your arm motion and all that, but that's not game day training where you're having guys move and running specific routes and you have guys trying to kill you at the same time and you have lights and everything. So that you have to put yourself in that scenario, and football coaches are going to do that. So we're going to take old Betsy here, move her aside. Talk about how we can actually do it and how we're going to shoot today. So this piece of cardboard represents old Betsy. So going back to her a second, we have this front leg that we have to go up and then come over to the vitals. Depending on how you want to do it, I know everybody's a little bit different, but I like to go up the front leg about a third of the way up. And then I come over just a little bit. That kind of gives me a little bit of wiggle room so I'm not into that shoulder if I make an errant shot. So everything we're doing today is going to be inside of 70 yards. So I know I don't need to turn the power up to like 6 because I'm going to just make everything too big. It's a lot easier to hunt when your power's down low. If you have to turn it up in the field later on when you actually see that animal and you want to dial it in just a little bit better. So like I said, we're going to be shooting at an area. So I'm going to be shooting at this piece of cardboard. I know there's an orange dot on the other side, but I don't get to see that until I'm done shooting. Now there's already a hole here, so I'm going to ignore that one. But I'm going to be trying to hit that orange dot by not seeing it. So I got to draw up the leg and go over about 3 inches, and that's where I'll be. So let's talk about the 3 positions that we're going to be shooting today. 3 because we are Trifecta Handgun. So I've completely committed myself to this setup right here. It's our signature handgun rest with a monopod. Now if you don't have one of our handgun rests, I would encourage you to look at getting one. They're very economically priced. I think the signature right now is $169, and we have a little bit larger model, the hybrid hunter, that's $219. So they're at Trifectahandgun.com. This rest is something that I've been working over 10 years designing, perfecting, balancing, making just the right size, making just the right weight. It is super versatile. You can use it with a monopod, a tripod. You could connect it to the wall of a shooting house. A lot of things you can do with this rest. So go over to Trifectahandgun.com, learn more about it. I highly suggest you get one. I also highly suggest that you look at getting one now because I don't know if they're going to be available later. Stuff seems to be available, then it's hard to get. So I have them in stock now. Go right now over there and get one. I think they're the best handgun rest in the world. A lot of people who've already purchased these have told me how great that they are, and I really appreciate it. You guys have shared a lot of stories, and I encourage you to keep them coming in. These have been responsible for taking game from Africa, obviously the US, all the way up to Alaska, and you guys have sent me some cool pictures, so I appreciate that. So anyway, enough of the plug. Let's talk about shooting positions today. I like to call this position turkey pose. It reminds me of turkey hunting. And it's really a long range position if you can find this setup where you have a nice tree behind you, a nice fat tree, and maybe a little bit of cover up in front of you. But I really like this because I can get low to the ground, and you don't always have that luxury of being able to do this because there may be some vegetation or just the way the land happens to lay in front of you. But if I can do a turkey pose, I'm not taking a chair, it's really lightweight. Okay, so the next two positions that I'm going to show you, and I had another video on this last year, but I never actually shot during the video. And I made a claim in that video that I think this position, or using the Trifecta handgun with a monopod in your tree stand, is actually much easier than trying to rifle hunt out of a tree stand. And I stick by that. And so let's go ahead and talk about the first position here. And this is if you guys are the, where I'm looking out of the tree stand. So that's where the camera is. And then all at once I notice off to my left, a deer shows up and I have to make a move. Now remember, I only have that platform to work with, so I can't take the whole monopod and have it dangling out of the air to my left. So I have to actually maneuver, and I'm showing you guys how I do that here. But it's very easy. You're just going to adjust the signature handle if you have to level up the base. But you're actually going to tilt the monopod and keep it on your toe. Your toe's going to be what's going to move the gun or the rest around. Let's talk about, if you're looking again, you guys are where the seat of the stand is facing in your direction. So I'm normally going to be seated or standing looking that way. And all at once a game animal shows up directly behind me. So what am I going to do in that situation? Well, I have to once again keep my monopod base on my toe. And I'm going to actually use the tree for support. In the first shot, I actually use my body by leaning back up against the tree, or I use my arm up against the tree probably. But I'm going to turn around and I'm going to actually lean my body up against the tree and make that shot. Well, that's it for today's video. Again, thank you guys for watching. If you're into handgun hunting, you think you may want to get into handgun hunting, hit that subscribe button, bell, notification, notify all. I think that's there's 3 options. Notifications, set it to all, everything.